Right, so next up is Victor. He works at Doctolib. He's going to tell you about design system compliance. So big round of applause, please.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Steve, for the intro. Hello, everyone. Super happy to be here today. And yes, we are going to talk about design system compliance in products. Just before diving into the topics, yeah, Victor from Doctolib. I'm the product manager of the design system. And before that, I was software engineer and also in design system team. But just jump, in the product role since the beginning of the year. And just maybe a few words about Doctolib, just not the key topics, but for those who don't know, we serve care team and patient all over France, Germany, and Italy today. It represents 80 million patients using our products and also 340K practitioners all over these three countries. And maybe what is interesting is there is 700 working in tech and product people. So we have a lot of feature teams and design system is part of them. And the design system is really a strong pillar of our foundation and how we did, how we do technology at Doctolib. But let's talk about what all together tonight, talking about design system. And I want you to imagine a world where all of your products, all your features are design system compliant. It will be a kind of pretty great world. I just took this picture of Paris, but behind this, and I'm sure you are all convinced of the benefits of having a strong design system implemented everywhere. So I will not be long on this, but I'm sure you're really convinced on that. But how we get there, how we can get a 100 compliant percent design system compliant. We are not at Doctolib, but we are trying to, and we can keep this example on how we did. We increase our design system compliance on design files first, because it's where it starts. We started at 40% to over 80% in just one semester. So we'll take this example and just have a look of how we did, what the tools we did, and how we get there. So first, maybe we just need to define what is design system compliance. And during all over this presentation, it's just an example of what we did. Maybe you have also examples on your teams, on your products that also fits. It's just a definition, and I will really pleased to hear and get your feedback also from what you could have done on this topic. So we just started with a simple starting point, just saying what is our design system compliance. We just take a very large formula of we want the share of the design system layers in a global way out of the total layers on our products. So simple starting part, it's fine. But now let's see how we can apply this to our first design files. So just we're taking back to this formula, and we just want to categorize our, so on Figma, we are using Figma, so it's layers, frames. So we just want to categorize each of them. So we have our own implementation of all our design system component. They are all prefixed by a little diamond emoji. It's not the best one here, but it's they are all prefixed on this. So when a designer is using this component, and design system component will be this emoji, and we are sure it's compliant. We are fine with this. We like it. We also have modules components, so it's more high-level components that used by product designers in teams. For example, in our case, it will be more like patient appointment cards. So you will have an avatar, a button, something like that. It's more high-level, and we are sure these also are design system compliant. So we need them, and it's okay to have this. And also, we also have everything about font. We don't have any specific component on Figma, but we just want to make sure that it used declared font and styles on different layers. So this is all the stuff that it's okay, we want to keep this. Among that, we want to keep all these three, but what we want to flag as non-compliant, it's probably fonts with at least one element customized, or a layer without any prefix, so any no diamond or any puzzle piece. And also it's visible and it doesn't have a children. So it's something displayed to the user, to the Figma. And this we don't want to take into account in our DS compliance. Just a few, yeah, we ignore some hidden layers or layers we have children's because we are diving into. So we just want to keep this. And we run scripts. So we did a Figma plugin, which is public. You can try to use it based on this naming convention. So it's called OxyScan. Oxy is called because our design system is called Oxygen. So it's just a name for this. So it's run, it could be used on for any files on demand. So you just run on your Figmas and you will be able to see a compliance score for each of your page. You will see also there is a link to the non-compliant frames, so you will be able to spot them and improve them. So to really reach the best would be 100%, but you will really help your designers to make sure that they're shipping high-quality design. So it's more on demand, used by product designers. And we also have our own internal reporting. So it's every day we run this script to only ready to dev files. So we take all files that has been given to developers and we just make sure that we are reaching a high number of compliance. I will more dive into the topic just after, but we have these two stuff, our plugin to on-demand and also our strong internal reporting that we have. Everything is based on the Figma API that we are using. So this is about design files. We also doing the same in the code base. We just took the same formula as before, and then we have the just want to make sure that only design system components. So we have our list, and we just check in the code how many times they're used in each file pass and so on. And then we also have the legacy components. So those ones we don't want to use them. We have the deprecated ones. It's more like component that we created new versions, or we don't want to deal with them later. And then we also have legacy ones. It's more like because Doctolib is 10 years code base for now, and it used to have many legacy. The design system also have only 4 years out of the 10. So we have kind of pre-design system, which is not the best. So it's considered also as legacy. So we want to count them and include them in the design system compliance. And we also set up a kind of design system violation rules to make sure that we don't want also people to use the bad way. For example, it's ES-linked. We don't want team to override styles of our component because if we do a design system component, our main color is blue, we don't want people to make this button green. So we are flagging this with ES-linked. We also have for accessibility, many topics differently. And all of these are computed to the design system compliance. It's a simple way to do so. We haven't put a ponderation of each of the topic, but for now it's easy for us to have a clear vision of this design system compliance. And this will also have our own internal reporting on a daily execution, daily basis, on all the code base, on all the files that we have. It's more used by the design system team and the tech and product stakeholder that we have. And we can have a split down by teams, domains, and also have a look to the files that have been created over the last 30 days or just updated over the last 30 days or on the overall. So it's really kind of also a to-do if a teams want to improve their compliance. They can see, okay, I need to respect these rules. I need to clean up, and then I have 4 occurrences on this file, and I will clean up. So it's more like a to-do also for teams to clean up the debt. So this is cool to have the number on your design files, on the code base, but also we did a tool which is pretty cool also to visualize on because it's a number and so the code base is not very concrete, but now you are able to visualize your debt in live in your products. And we did kind of Chrome extension where you can highlight what components should be compliant. So those that are design system, And on the red part is more like those has been deprecated. So we're just using data attributes that we are flagged as design system or deprecated or legacy. And it's a cool way to see in live what is design system compliant. Or as you can see on the search bar at the top, is neither of all of them. So it's fully custom. So it's also a nice tool to involve maybe your product managers or also your stakeholders. If they said, okay, fine, your design system is everywhere, but we can change the color or something for rebranding, but you can say, no, teams will have to go over these components. It's also helpful if you don't know the difference, because when working in a design system team, you know perfectly maybe the difference between one input versus another, but for other people on your company, it's not so easy. So it's also helpful to visualize that. And it's not super heavy to set up. So it's also a good tool that we have to really visualize our compliance in our products. And then when you have that, in how you can use this. The first step in what we did is that we really learn about this compliance. It's really powerful insight that can help you to identify teams that maybe need helps, because if they're crafting some bad, not design system compliance, it's maybe because they don't know how to use it, maybe it doesn't fit their needs. So it's really important to know how you can identify what they need, so you can improve also the components on their feedbacks or spot teams on this. It's also a good way to share knowledge about your design system. For example, the slide before, you can go to your other product manager, say, oh, your feature is not the best, look at this, you have this component that could be updated. So it's really a way of sharing knowledge about your design system, and also identify the type of debt that you have, if you have, we do. And what we really learn is our current delivery is fine. Developers or designers ship well quality code or Figmas, it's fine. But it's more about our debt, our old legacy code base. So we almost know that our current delivery is fine, but now we need to address our debt. And also, we realized that we were missing a lot of components, especially on layout. And it was a good way to see it, and with data. And then it's really helpful to pilot with your compliance. So as I said, when you learn, you can activate this data and prioritize updates to increase this compliance, to make sure that, for example, we prioritized our layout components that were missing before, and it was really helpful for teams. And also, it's helpful to give clear objectives, because in our case, we have a debt to tackle. So we first say to the design team, we want to reach 80% of the level of compliance. And then if you ship high quality Figmas, then the dev normally should also ship great quality. So it was the first part. And also on the tech side, now we are shipping great quality. It's more about how we address quality. And for give you an example, for Q4 and Q1, we asking teams to migrate only one component. It's our inputs, to make sure that we are no more deprecated inputs, and we meet also high accessibility standard on this topic. So it's really a driven way to tackle our debt at Doctolib. And that's it for us. I hope you like. Thank you for listening.
Amazing. What a cool presentation. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Who has questions? Yeah, sure, go on.
Thanks a lot. Maybe I missed a point, but is it your goal to reach the 100% of design system compliance?
Yeah, thank you for your question. It's a very good question. I would say yes and no. On the design part, we want to keep a threshold at 80%, because we want them maybe to be more creative, and maybe it's okay to not reach 100%, because they will maybe ask for an update of the component. So it's fine, and we want them to explore the possibilities. So for now, we want to stick in 80% for designers. But on the code side, and if I come back to our way of computing this, at least we should be at 100%, because everything could be fixed. For example, No, it's not this one. All of our OS links should be fixed. We don't want deprecated components. So in the code base, we should reach 100%. But it's a long way to be there.
Awesome. Kevin?
Yes, thank you. The slide where you showed the difference, visualizing the design system compliance in the web page when. Yeah. Is that something you developed yourself, or is that a plugin, or how do you do that?
No,
'Cause I want that.
We did, it's a in-house plugin. It just, technically, I don't know how it's built, but we just highlight, you see, we just put in our div the data attribute oxygen, and then we have an extension on Chrome. We did. It's X-ray. You can maybe download, but we don't have our data attributes, but it's something that we built, and you just scrap your web page and just get the data attributes that you want and highlight the big div. So it's not a big deal. I was not there when they did this, but it was not so much work.
All right, thank you.
But super helpful. Thank you.
Awesome. Any other questions? Oh, we'll come down there in a minute. Oh, let's check on the. Oh, we've got some Zoom questions too. Okay, so first up from Arthur Rigaud. Can you share the names and links to the plugins that were shown during the presentation?
Yeah, of course. We'll share you in the Zoom, and maybe we can also share our slides.
Yeah, we can share all the slides after this as well.
And
was there another question?
yeah, about the slides. So yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
we're fine.
So we got a question from Norbert, and then we'll come down there.
I got a really long question for you.
After, thank you.
What does a developer need to do if what they need to build as a UI is not yet in the design system? And what if that UI part becomes part of the design system later? Who's responsible for adding the new components to the design system, and who's responsible for updating the original location?
Okay, there's two questions. The first one is we have all our components are synced between Figmas and Storybook, so we should have the same knowledge, and the designers or developers have access to the same components. So if the designer crafts something, the developer should be able to do so, the same as design. And then if an update should be coming, it's more about the designer coming before and to knock to our doors and say, okay, we want to update this component. Do you validate this this contribution, this new, we call OOP, Oxygen Update Proposal, and we just validate with them, oh, yes, okay, it's a design system feature, we want this. Based on that, if the Oxygen team, the design system team have time, we'll do it. But if not, we just say, okay, you can contribute to the design system, and you are free to contribute, and we are just here to approve the pull request. So this is the first question that you have, and I saw there is a second one about the.
I think it answers all of them.
Okay.
If I understand you correctly, the design system is sort of like a blocker. Like you can't make new UI in apps outside somewhere else that haven't been designed.
Normally, no, it should not. But
okay.
Maybe last one question or
any
there?
more from down? Yes.
I've got one question that is a bit related to this previous one. You talked about deprecated components. What do you mean by that? Is it like another set of components that you mark as deprecated, or do you maintain versions for each version of the components?
No, for now, it's just like, for example, we have our inputs component. It had been maybe the first component developed by, I don't know who, 10 years ago. And now we really have the question, can we make an evolution of this component and avoid team to migrate? But the code was really bad, so we just say, okay, we just want to create a new one. So this one are those components that we call deprecated one. We try to avoid a maximum this. And we have also the legacy ones, and the legacy ones is like, yeah, an old library that we do not want to use anymore. And we don't have any versioning for now.
So it means that every time you modify the design system, the entire app gets modified at once.
Yeah, well, for now, yes. Yeah, we are on a monolith, and we are all of our changes are spread automatically.
Can I ask one more question? Doctolib is at the same time a desktop, a website and a mobile app. Do you use the same design systems between the two, and how do you, if not, synchronize them?
We do use the same. Actually, the mobile app is just a progressive web app, and so we don't have any design system. There's an open topic that's coming. Actually, we staffing a lot the native parts, and it will be kind of a code topic in 2024. So if someone has the answer, I will be interested.
Awesome. Yeah, if anyone has any other questions for Victor, please catch Master. Otherwise, yeah, give a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you so much.